breaks the record for most wins in a row at 170, making it 13 in a row. He tied Khabib for the second most wins in a row to start a UFC career. I caught up with Jeff Wagenheim after the Usman TKO.
Well, Kamaru Usman put on a masterful championship-level performance tonight. By winning the fight, he's right behind Anderson Silva for the most consecutive wins in UFC history, which is a 13-fight win streak, which is pretty amazing. And he also has now approaching Georges St. Pierre for the most welterweight title fight wins. I mean, there's a lot of accolades you could say, but really what this fight was all about was a champion putting on a championship performance. He got rocked in the first round, and there's always something special when a guy can face adversity and get through it. He got hit with an overhand right hand from Gilbert Burns, who, as you may know, is a former teammate of his. They trained together for 6 years and probably did about 200 rounds of sparring, so they know each other really well. Well, Burns landed an overhand right in the first round and really rocked Usman, and it looked pretty bad for him for a while, but Usman turned it around using this crisp jab, and his jab was not just something that kept Burns away from him, it was something that actually hurt Burns, and by the end of the first round, he had nailed Burns with several jabs, and it looked like he was turning the fight around, and then come round two, he actually knocked down Burns with a jab on two different occasions, including the finishing blow. He wins by a second round TKO. At the end of it, it was a very emotional scene with the two of them hugging at the center of the octagon. Burns was in tears. It was, it's really kind of MMA or sports at its best, seeing a champion put on a championship performance and then seeing two athletes show a lot of respect toward each other. So it was really a great night for Kamaru Usman, the welterweight champion of the world.
Still love between Usman and Burns. Usman caught up with Joe Rogan after the fight.
It's hard to come in without all the emotions. I mean, Gilbert is a guy that I've known from the start. And, I love him. And this one was tough for me to deal with.
You still met him at the center of the octagon before the fight started. You got right in his face. Why did you do that? Because that is a little out of character for you.
This is my cage. I'm the undisputed welterweight champion for a reason. This is my cage. I don't care who you are. When you step in here, there's no friends. He said it himself. He put himself there. He said himself, I have something he wants, and he's coming to take it. So when you step into my cage, we have to go to work. And so from start to finish, there was no friends in there. There was no friends at all. I had to go in and I had to do what I needed to do, and that's go in and win this title. And like I said, I am the best on the planet for a reason. Now, everybody else, y'all need to put some respect on my name. I am the welterweight champ for a reason. I'm here to stay.
I understand that you're getting hyped up, but I don't think there's anybody not putting any respect in your name. You are without a doubt one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport, one of the greatest welterweights, if not the greatest welterweights of all time, and it was an honor calling your fight tonight. Congratulations, sir. Enjoy it, take it in, and I cannot wait to see you defend your title again.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Before I go, we got this little street thug calling himself Jesus. He thinking he's Jesus, and Joe, we tried to make that fight several times. They tried to make that fight, but he kept backing out. The only reason this man took the fight is because it was on 6 days' notice, and he had a built-in excuse. And he's still running his mouth, talking about he broke my nose and stepping in on 6 days. Give you 3 weeks, he's going to do something. Guess what? It's not done. I'll give you a whole training camp. I guarantee you won't sign on that dotted line, because this time I'm going to finish your...
That's the fight you want next, or another fight with Jorge Masvidal.
Any one of these fools can get it. Any one of them. But he keeps running his mouth. If he's going to talk, step in here and you got to see me. Step in here and see me.
There are no friends in the octagon. And maybe no friends on the basketball court. The Brooklyn Nets finally got KD back on the floor after missing 3 games due to health and safety protocols. The matchup against his former team in the Golden State Warriors. That game on ESPN Radio.
Now they reload Kyrie from the wing again, a 5-on-4 power play, and Kyrie knocks it down, and now a whistle. They'll attend to Draymond Green, who's in some pain with that left leg out on the end line for Golden State.
Kyrie Irving led the Nets with 23. Draymond Green injured on that play in the second quarter, but would return to start the second half. Third quarter.
Durant on the left. He'll skip it across to Shamit. Dribbles down to the baseline, underneath the basket, right through the lane. Flips it to Durant with a tennis team right to the rim and a right-hand jam. 22 points in the paint here in the quarter alone.
Kevin Durant averages 30.6 points per game against the Warriors. That is the most by any player in NBA history, according to Elias. This time around, he racked up 20 points, the Beard. James Harden added 19, 16, and 8. Nets with the win over the Warriors, 134 to 117. KD with Rachel Nichols after the win.
I felt good. It's good to see everybody. Wish play was healthy. But it's good to be back in the Bay Area. I love my time here. Love playing for this team. I'm glad we came here and got a good W.
It is a great win to start the road trip. What did you like about your balanced attack out there tonight?
We moved the basketball. I mean, I want to say we had, 35 assists, only 13 turnovers. If we do that every night, we put ourselves in a good position to win.
This is only your 7th game playing with James Harden and Kyrie Irving. What are you learning as you go here with those guys?
Well, at any given night, it could be any one of us handling, initiating the offense, scoring, defending, and everybody is doing such a great job of putting us in good positions to be successful, from our teammates to the coaches, and we're just trying to keep working, keep grinding, keep building.
Now, part of the reason it has only been 7 games is you missed the entire last week. You were put into quarantine after you had contact with someone who tested positive for COVID. What was it like having to just sit in your house for another week? You've done that already one time before this season. And then what did it feel to be back out on the court finally tonight?
Well, the whole world been in the house for about a year, so I get to come out after a week. It wasn't so bad, but it's good to be back on the court. Good to be back doing something I love to do every day, and it's good to get a nice win on this road trip.
See, no love lost. The Utah Jazz are absolutely loving what they've got going on right now. Headed into the matchup against the Heat on Saturday, the Jazz had won 17 of their last 18. 97.5 the zone takes us to the fourth quarter.
Gives the favors at the top of the key. Donovan comes to get on a handoff. Catch and shoot 3. Good. When I say Donovan Mitchell, catch and shoot 3, it feels like it always goes in. 23 for Don.
Spider Mitchell would finish with 26. 5 players in double digits for the Jazz. They get the win over the Heat 112 to 94, and the Jazz are now sitting in the number 1 spot in the West, 1 game ahead of the defending champion Lakers. Knicks, Rockets, 98.7 ESPN New York.
Theo Pinson played last night to Knox, lob it up top and reaches behind and jams it down with the right. Ho-ho! Big exclamation point here at the Garden.
That was the pterodactyl again.
Soaring to the sky.
Another exclamation point for the Knicks, a 121 to 99 win over the Rockets. Julius Randle and Emmanuel Quickley, each with 22 for New York. It's not always drama in college basketball. The teams on top stay on top. Number 1, Gonzaga taking on San Francisco.
Cut off by Kane, who's checked back in. Bounces for Timmy. Timmy goes up, hammers home the dunk. 24 points for Drew Timmy. The Bulldogs lead 53-26.
Tom Hudson from Learfield IMG College there. Drew Timmy led the Bulldogs with 28 total points on the night. The Zags remain undefeated, taking down the Dons 100 to 61. Number 9, Virginia taking on unranked UNC. Here's ESPN Radio.
Races down the left side of the lane. Smith goes out to Huff. Straight away for 3 is perfect. He drilled the bottom of the bucket on that shot. It's 43 to 28. Huff's got himself a double-double.
Jay Huff led the squad with 18 points as the Cavaliers topped the Tar Heels 60 to 48. Number 25, Rutgers going up against unranked Northwestern.
Deej on the far side, quarter court, being chased by Baker. Throw it, the ball is stolen and taken away by Jacob Young, who will throw it and dunk it down right in front of Deej. And Rutgers goes up by 9, 58-49.
Big play right there.
Learfield IMG College on the call. Young led the team off the bench, 15 points for him. A double-double from both Miles Johnson, 12 points, 14 rebounds, and Ron Harper Jr., 14 points, 11 rebounds, as the Scarlet Knights move to 12-7 with a 64-50 win over Northwestern. Number 11, Alabama Taking on Georgia, here's Chris Stewart from Learfield IMG College.
Flips to the trailer Petty. Oh, he wanted to. Instead, he'll wait. He'll call for a screen. He'll get one from Reese. He'll get cut off on the switch. Now JP will drive it. Throws it back outside to Shaq. Gets into the lane. Nice feed. Petty for the play.
Petty with 13 points for the Crimson Tide. His teammate, Herb Jones, had 21. 5 players in double digits for Alabama as they get the dub 115 to 82 over Georgia. Number 15, Iowa versus unranked Michigan State. Let's head to the second half.
Here's Wieskamp. Iowa running much more half-court time possession basketball, and a 3 good by Connor McCaffrey. There's a candidate for star of the game.
That's a good point right there, because for Connor, that is long range number 4. He's got 16 points for Connor McCaffrey and a nice floor game.
McCaffrey possibly a candidate for star of the game. He had 16 points. Jack Nudge with a double-double off the bench, 18 points, 11 rebounds. Iowa routs Michigan State 88 to 58. Number 13, Texas, taking on TCU.
To the baseline, Sims. Jericho back to Greg Brown. Long range 3, good. Greg Brown comes right back and nails the 3. Texas back up 13.
He says, give me the ball because I want to shoot.
65-52, Longhorns, 3:50 to go.
Craig Way from Learfield IMG College on that one. 13 points, 6 rebounds for Brown.
Back to Coleman. 6 on the shot clock. Matt holds up with it, down to 4. To 3 to shoot. Going to have to get it up. Down to 2. Turns, shoots, hits it. Fade away. Just cool as an ice cube and dropped it in. Coleman with 14. Texas up 13. Inside of 2 minutes to go.
Coleman had 15, 4, and 4. Longhorns topped the Horned Frogs 70 to 55. Now let's get some ACC action in. Number 17, Florida State taking on Wake Forest. Let's head to the second half. FSU down 2.
Here come the Seminoles. Scotty Barnes dribbles down the court, goes up for the layup. It's good. He ties the game with a 10th of a second left. Scotty Barnes ties it at 80-80. Oh, it's time for Scotty to grow.
Barnes was clutch for his squad. He had 13. No upsets there now. The NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament Selection Committee revealed its mock bracket on Saturday afternoon. What can we possibly look forward to next month, though? What do we have to look forward to today? I'll tell you next on SportsCenter All Night.
We're back on Monday and continuing to follow the QBs around the NFL. We'll tell you why one quarterback controversy just might not be enough for one NFL team. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin, 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
What are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
Well, what are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. Don't you remember me? Don't you know that we miss you?
Miss me? Who misses me?
You know, all your friends in the forest. The trees, the pond, that little fort that you made out of branches. We all miss you.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
The forest is not that far away. Have an adventure today. I'm sure your mom would take you.
You're right. I should get out. I want to have fun. Play in puddles, catch frogs, and climb trees. Hey, Mom!
Yeah, hon? Steven, what is that in your hand?
It's my sense of adventure, Mom. It's telling me we need to get out of the house and have some fun in nature today.
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council. Okay, so Sarah, I'm dropping you off at Emily's.
Yep.
And Josh, you're going to...
Soccer, Dad. Soccer practice.
Right. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to let you know when I pick you both up, I'll be wearing my short shorts.
What? No!
Yep, and my dorky dad hat, and I'm gonna do my dad dance for all you friends. They'll love it!
Seriously? Why?
Because I like my short shorts. Of course, I could be talked out of it if you guys would just buckle up your seatbelts without giving me a hard time.
It's important to get your kids to buckle up for safety, no matter what it takes. And sometimes, all it takes is your parental powers of persuasion.
Okay, we're buckling up.
See, all buckled.
Good choice. I'll just have to do my dad dance at dinner time.
What?
No!
Do what you have to make sure your kids are wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.
Hey, it's John Ireland. Have a great Valentine's Day, everybody. Biggest show on the radio is back Monday at 12:55. We'll recap the Lakers games and get you ready for Lakers Nets Thursday. Mason and Ireland, 12:55 Monday, 710 ESPN.
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio. Here's Christine Williamson.
Back with SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio. ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Drivers who save with Progressive save over $750 on average. I am Christine Williamson. Australian Open still going strong. Here's Chris Smith with an update.
Thanks, Christine. Novak Djokovic was pushed to the brink by Taylor Fritz last round and is dealing with an apparent ab injury. The Serb has his hands full with Milos Raonic on ESPN2. The Joker wins the first set 7-6. And is up 2-1 in the second set. The mayor of Melbourne has won each of the last 2 Aussie Open titles, and another run would mark the second time in the Open era that a man three-peated at the event. And 6th seed Alexander Zverev notches his 50th Grand Slam match win by downing Dusan Lajovic in straight sets. Alexander the Great is looking to become the youngest major champion since Djokovic won the title here in 2011. And Serena Williams has returned to the Aussie Open quarterfinals by getting past Sabalenka in 3 sets. And on Valentine's Day, she gave her coach a little love.
My weakness has been trying to beat people at their strength, but I've been so stubborn, and now I'm like, okay, now have a better game plan. I think that's what helped so much for Patrick coming on that team. He's actually given me game plans.
The victory put Serena one step closer to her record-tying 24th Grand Slam title. Catch it all on ESPN2, ESPN Plus, and the ESPN app. Back to you in the studio, Christine.
Thanks, Chris. That's what we're seeing in Australia now. Here are the best things we saw on Saturday. Kevin Winter with the top 5.
The top 5 plays of the day. Number 5.
It had been weeks, not one, weeks, plural, since Florida State played. Scotty Barnes came up clutch for the Seminoles as they shook off some rust against Wake Forest, courtesy of Learfield IMG College.
Here come the Seminoles. Scotty Barnes dribbles down the court, goes up for the layup. It's good! He ties the game with a tenth of a second left. Scotty Barnes ties it at 80-80. Oh, it's time for Scotty to grow.
Number 4.
Mint is in mint condition in the clutch for the Cats on JMI Sports.
As Askew walks it over to the left side of the floor. Comes back to the middle. Cross court to Mintz. Open 3. Pulls the trigger. Good!
There you go. The look on his face of happiness after that turnover.
80-77 Kentucky. Number 3.
The Boston Bruins had been red hot. The New York Islanders said, no thanks. Matthew Barzal kept his point streak alive, courtesy of the Islanders Radio Network.
To Brock Nelson, right half court, towards the net. Anders Lee sweeps it across. Barzal's one-timer. He scores! Power play goal from Matt Barzal off the great feed from the captain. He extends his point streak to 8 games and puts New York back on top. It's 3-2 Isles.
Number 2.
Kevin Durant was back on the court and back in the Bay Area, but it was James Harden who had himself a big night.
Passes free throw line Brown, swings it out to Kyrie, back to Harden, straight on triple, straight through the net for James Harden. And the number 1 play of the day.
When it rains, it pours. Creighton, shots, number 5, Villanova. On 16-20 the zone.
Zagorowski trying to get away, gives it to Fish. Off balance 3! Oh my goodness! Off balance 3! Right at the end of the shot Mitch Belloc, you are ridiculous.
Thanks so much, Kevin. That the best things we saw on Saturday. What is there to look forward to today? Here's the lookie. Number 3, Michigan returns from a 23-day COVID pause, and they get to knock off the rust when they travel to number 21, Wisconsin. Here's Jay Billis on if the Wolverines can hit the ground running.
The Wolverines were playing as well as anyone, say,